Your Oyster.
What's up, everybody? You're listening to World Your Oyster, and I'm your host, Paula Sanders, here to empower the dreamers and the doers. Whether you're looking for inspiration, motivation, or just need a little hot, rich anti-pep talk, then you are in the right place, because every week I am sitting down with some of New York City's biggest, boldest, and brightest lights to remind you that the world is truly your oyster. So let's dive right in. Alrighty.
The angel. Sorry.
How am I supposed to do this with you?
Oh, we look so cute.
Don't we look cute? All right, guys, you know what? Today I am in the house with Victoria Brito. I wrote a whole introduction for her, but you know what? There's just no way I'm going to be able to get through it because you are a freaking clown and I love it.
I'm a good clown. Not the scary one, the good one.
No, the good one.
Yeah.
Victoria is a model. She's a personality. She is a woman about the world. She is a dancer. She is an icon. She is a motherfucking activist for the LGBTQ.
For a second, I thought you were going to call me a mother.
plus.
I'm not a mother.
No. Well, you're stepmom.
No. I'm cool. I'm not a stepmom. Oh my God, my girlfriend's going to kill me.
Well, from what I understand, it's a trend for you, right? You like to date older women with
I'm going to kill Ronnie. I'm going to kill Ronnie. Yeah. No, I do not. No. The first one was not. Okay, anyways, moving on. We'll get to that shortly.
Victoria, welcome to World Your Oyster.
Thank you.
I am beyond excited to get you on here. I have been always fascinated with you. We've been in the same room like hundreds of times, and I've always just been like, who is that woman? I gotta know her. But she's always got like a swarm of biddies around her. So like you're very hard to get to.
No, I'm actually very accessible because I want your fans to know I DM'd you.
You did. And I was like, does she have a crush on me? Oh my God, I'm so into it. I was like, if she wants to make out, I'll be willing to risk it all. No, I'm just kidding.
Because ding. Will there be fun editings of this? Because I would like to be sent all of this because this is great. Great content.
Yeah, you know, you could have it all. Like,
so first and foremost, you interviewed Elizabeth.
Yes.
Who I adore.
I love.
She is, to me, that's like one of the goats in fashion.
For real.
And I was messaging her about it and I asked her about like the vibe and how it was spiritually, like being here. She was like, no, it's amazing. You should do it. I said, all right.
Yeah.
So then that's what prompted the DM.
Yeah. And so she DM'd me and we got all of this going. And then I was having a really bad day. And I don't have many of those. And then I ran into you in person. And
at the Legence fashion show. Hi, Tara.
Hi, Tara. We have to get her on here, by the way. We got to get Tara.
Okay, fine. But if Tara comes, then me and Ronnie got to sit over there and watch because it's going to be a whole thing.
It's going to be a whole thing.
Yeah.
But I came up to you. You came running up to me and you embraced me with so much love. And we're just like, I love your energy. And I needed to hear that day. And now we're here. So we're going to dive right in because you have worn a lot of hats. Model, dancer.
Literally.
Designer.
It's a hat. It's
activist. So at what point in your journey did you really feel like you stepped into your power?
That's a very good question. I want to say when I realized who I really was and when I started really to become more comfortable in my own skin was probably when maybe 5 years after moving into New York. You know, New York can teach you a lot.
I guess.
And if you're not prepared, you're screwed. But definitely around that time, you know, I think New York is such a big melting pot and you kind of have everything here from all cultures, from people that you might relate to, that you might not, but you're always learning. And I think that's really like when I started stepping into who I was little by little and I started formulating who is Victoria Brito and then all the fun, crazy stuff that comes with me. So there you go. Yeah.
So you grow up in Brazil.
Yeah, São Paulo, Brazil. Yeah.
So what was the family dynamic like?
Single parent, mom, don't know my dad. If you're out there, how you doing?
Look at what you're missing out on.
Yeah,
Dad.
pretty much. Single parent, my mom, very strong-willed woman who I will always take my hat off for her resilience in her industry in a Brazil. She used to own Miss Brazil, so like Miss Universe and all that. So she was always around.
So your mom owned Miss Brazil?
Yeah. So in Brazil, there is a TV network called SBT. So I have to like say it in Portuguese for passionate emphasis, as I say. SBT, which is SBT, which is practically equivalent to NBC, ABC in America. And she was the youngest producer at the time at like 15.
Did she even have? Okay. That just says a lot about the way the world works.
I know, yeah. And I definitely got all my work ethic from her. Yeah. And, then like any industry, things changes and you kind of have to adapt and roll with the punches. And she did that. And, then after that, Brazil hit its worst economical crisis at the time. And she had a 2-year-old. She didn't know what to do. And we moved to Miami. So I was born in São Paulo, Brazil, grew up in Miami Beach, South Beach. That's 305 till can I curse on this?
Fuck yes,
till
please.
305 till I motherfucking die. Just saying. And, we kind of, or better yet, she hustled and like my mom cleaned homes. Like my mom had to really humble herself. And I saw that at a very young age. And then I started kind of growing up and I was very out there. Not much has changed, I guess, in that department. But I think she kind of knew what she had and put me in like extracurricular activities. And that's why you and I are dancers.
Amen.
There it is.
Where did you dance?
In Miami.
What did you like dance at a dance school? What,
yeah, at the Miami City Ballet. Okay. At the time, it was ran by Edward and Linda Vilello. So it was just a moment. And I just love being in the Nutcracker and productions and kind of seeing the flow of dance with music and the quick 8 counts to the stops and all that. And it defintetle shaped me.
Did you do all like the Univision work? Like, is there tons of
Univision.com? Univision.com. I would audition a lot for Univision. I think it's just like a child growing up in Miami. Like,
because even I've done work for Univision. Like when I was in my 20s, like I was doing Premio Lo Nuestro.
Premio Lo Nuestro. Here we go.
Well, because I danced for Prince Royce. So I was on tour with Prince Royce.
Royce.
Yeah, exactly.
Royce. Isn't that how he is?
Royce.
I think a person you should have on here is Rodner Figueroa.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
He was, do you remember El Gordo y la Flaca?
Yes, of course.
He was, I believe he had a segment under like the Chismes. He's an adorable gay boy. Like he's in
New York?
Miami and New York all the time. Yeah. He is like Rodner is, hell, I want to interview him one day. He's amazing.
We do it together.
Okay.
Done deal.
Rodner! We might have to tag him later. Just saying.
I love it. Okay, so mom puts you in dance because she's like, wow, this girl is going buck wild.
Yeah,
got to put her into the dance. Into the dance school. You're getting all of that done. So are you inspired to go into modeling because of your mom's kind of past in the Miss Brazil thing? Or does she see how beautiful you are and decide to start, when do you start modeling?
I guess I would want to say yeah to that, but no, this sounds really adorable and super dumb, but it's the truth. We were going to McDonald's and a couple followed us in and I was 6. I'll never forget this day. We were at a booth at McDonald's sitting down. We ordered, we were waiting for food and the guy like kept staring at us and like I stared back. I smiled because he smiled back at me. And then the woman came up to us and was like, "Are you a model?" I said, "Yeah." My mom goes, "Fuck no. Like, was she 6? No." And I actually really remember for a full straight year, I annoyed her. I just wanted to go audition for this agency and it worked. And my first agency was at 7 years old called Irene Marie in Miami. Wow. And this is what I know. This is who I am. And
From 7. So you've always been kind of in the spotlight since a young, or chasing it, or whatever that journey might be.
I can truly say just from that audition of just like, let us know who you are, show us emotion. I felt very at ease and it wasn't weird. And I think at a very young age, I realized, well, that's something. But I also knew to not tell any of my friends very early on because, then I got bullied and then that was a whole nother mess of trouble. So, yeah.
Do you let that young child bullying still, does it still affect you today? Or you think that it?
Yeah, it does. I think it's just because, which I'm sure we're going to get more into. It's just the industry, man. It's not forgiving and it's not for everyone. And I try telling people that no one seems to want to listen. So
yeah. And now on that, and now on that, you've had such a career since you're from such a young age. You would think that confidence is inherent to you and something that you have. So what has your journey been with confidence?
A journey. No, I think I always recognized confidence. I liked what it represented at 7. It changed at 10. It changed at 13. It changed at puberty. It changed once I moved to New York. And then it just, now we get each other. Thank you. Shout out to my therapist, Jonathan. Love you. Yeah. So I definitely love it way more now. Before I didn't understand it. So
yeah, I could only imagine like the roller coaster and the ride. Even just myself growing up in the dance school and growing up dancing competitively, I've always been very hard on myself. And confidence has been a tremendous journey for myself and something that changes literally day to day for me. And I'm sure people come up to you all the time and because you exude confidence, right? People must be like, how do we bottle up what you have? And but it's always the people that have that I think struggle the most. Because people say this to me.
I struggle all the time. No one even knows.
Every day, every day.
Yeah.
And so what is that struggle for you? Like, what does that feel like?
Well, to harp on what you were saying, one of my best friends, Hayden, who's an amazing golfer, we were together for like a week, and she tells me all the time, she's like, I want your energy in a bottle so I could either drink it or just like spritz it on me and I'm good. I'm like, okay, here. The struggle with confidence, it comes and goes. I think it rears its ugly head when you're feeling low. But that's part of life, I think. I always have to be moving. I have to be doing things. And when I can't, I feel like things are not moving forward. And then I want to lash out. And then I want to like talk to my team and everyone else in between and go, guys, like what the fuck is going on? Like we need even if it's slow motion, it's motion. But when there's no motion, that's really what I struggle with. I'm understanding the beauty behind the struggle now because I'm finally kind of able to attract like-minded people. And, it always goes back to like being in school when you're like, oh, well, like I don't really have any friends. Like I never really had close, like best friends growing up, but everyone adored me. So I kind of learned how to be like cool with the jocks and the geeks and the band people. And I was in choir. So I was cool with everyone, but I never really found my niche of people until maybe like the last 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
So
I hear that. I feel that like on such a deep level too. Like I actually don't even still like right now, like I don't have many friends and I never did growing up. I just never really put a big emphasis on it because I don't know. I mean, I was dancing. I was very, very busy.
We were career women.
We were career women at 12. I was literally putting in like 50 hours a week. And I had my friends there, but those were friends by circumstance. I had my, a best friend. And, not that we were still best friends, Tony, and I love you. But she moved to Florida and I'm here. I've been here. And then I kind of had to navigate my entire adulthood alone, and not knowing how to make friends. But I think that there's something to be said about like the internal toughness that gives you. Because
that thick skin, baby.
Yeah, you don't have that friend to like sit there and look at you delusionally and be like, yeah, they say that the two friends looking at each other just delusionally saying, yeah, totally. Because you don't have that. So you kind of are just like, almost in a way, just so fucking self-aware that it almost hurts.
It hurts. And I think, you're lucky if you have one friend. And I have a chosen family that I care so much about, but definitely my best friend, like without her, like I think I'll die. Her name is Caroline. She's an amazing entrepreneur, designer, like has done the best of the best all over the world. She's an Aussie. She's from Perth. And she has nothing to do with our industry, but when I call her and I'm like, I'm doing this event, I hate going alone. So I'm like, can you come with me? She's like, okay, I'll be there. I'm like, okay, good. Everything's okay. As long as I have one focal point, I'm good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So let's go back to Miami.
Oh, yeah, okay? Miami.
It's you and mom.
Yeah.
Right? You're a teenager. You're growing up. You're feeling things. You're feeling away.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, what's going on
I'm
here?
Kill Ronnie.
Yeah.
Ronnie!
You're like, what's going on here? You're like, boys rule, girls drool. No, boys drool, girls rule. Boys drool, girls, rule. You're like, what? How do I deal with this? Yeah. So I've always wondered, well, first of all, how that feels for that reckoning to like come onto you. And then what life is like once you sort of figure it out. And then how the family takes it and how it affects you.
Girls and boys in school, I could talk to the hottest, cutest guy. It was nothing for me. It was cool. The girls would hate me for it. But the guys, it was almost like, it was just so nice just to talk to a good-looking, I guess a good-looking girl for them. But for me, it was like, oh yeah, you're cute, cool, but every time a girl would just walk on by the hallway, right? I'd be like, pig Latin, lots of and then but I recognized both and I'm like, interesting. And I would see the women as men like, wow, they're really beautiful, they're hot or whatever. But then I realized, ooh, my hands are, knees weak, palms are sweaty, like Eminem, mom spaghetti. We keep them at. If you're editing, I'm sorry ahead of time. You're gonna have the worst job ever. But I recognized that. And I kept it in because I didn't understand what it meant, but I recognized the feeling of, oh, I didn't feel that for the boys, but I felt it for the girls. And then actually at 14, I knew right then and there. It was like, oh, okay. And I didn't have like a source, so to speak, until the L Word came out.
Oh, the show. So your discovery was through the L Word.
Shane, I love you like forever. And I sometimes get compared to her a lot and I'm just like, okay, cool. Yep, that's a compliment. I'm not that screwed up. I mean, we all got screwed up issues, but I'm not that screwed up. But the L Word definitely did help me kind of like understand it more. But I still kept it hidden because I still didn't, who am I gonna, I didn't know how my mom was gonna I didn't know how anyone in my life was gonna take it. And
also it's like, how do you know? Like if you try to come on to some girl, there's no, sonic radar that's gonna say she's gonna be okay
my
with
gaydar was nowhere prepared to be turned on.
She was 13 and horny.
Yes.
Everyone was giving her the vibes.
Hello. And I was like, oh my God. But then every time I think of a guy, I'm like, I don't like what's going on down there.
Yeah, well, even us straight girls don't know. It's scary down there.
This is the part where we would have a drink. Just saying.
It's scary. Even the most beautiful ones, still not great.
No, but again, for me, I was just like, okay, cool. And I kept it. And then I started coming back and forth to New York because modeling, New York became extremely interested. I did a photo shoot in Miami with world-renowned photographer Bruce Weber, who basically...
Ever heard of him?
who basically helped shape my entire career. And we didn't know at the time the impact it was going to bring. But then New York came knocking. And I signed with Wilhelmina here in New York. And it was a beautiful journey of, here we go again, confidence and self-discovery. Like, okay, I like girls, hate confidence, but I'm young. Oh shit, now I'm in New York. And New York is gay. Like it's just like the melting pot for us.
Yeah.
So New York helped me.
New York is gay. That's the takeaway from this episode. Like truly, New York is gay. It is the fucking Pride Parade every single day. And we love it. And that's why we love
here. It. Although the Pride Parade needs a little bit more.
Yeah, no.
Ooh,
we don't. I don't.
2 years, guys.
I actually I didn't even participate in Pride.
Is the point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then I guess New York really helped my journey of self-discovery of me being, okay, I like girls. It's okay. Because as long as I see it in my own mind, like flesh, oh, okay, cool. Like, how do I navigate this? Who can I actually turn to here in New York? And then I started, growing up very fast. I think New York grows you up quite quickly, which I will forever be grateful for because every time I go back to Miami, I'm like, oh boy, we are. As I love to call my hometown Miami, La Puteria.
What does that mean for the gringos?
She's a whore, but we love her so much. But I can't take her on for that long. I need 3-4 days, and then I'm good.
Yeah,
I dip and I leave. But yeah, and then New York helped shape me, and then then I really understood that I was very much attracted to women. And
So you were still in the closet.
very much so.
Okay.
And I stayed in the closet till like 20. Like I hid that for quite some time. I mean, 6 years is a long time for someone dealing with all this. But then, I would, at like 17, 18, I was traveling by myself more. And then, I went to LA and I was on set and and I didn't have my mommy with me and I didn't know what I was doing. And then I just, and then LA happened and then,
somebody fell on top of you?
Something. I mean, it was mutual. What
happening?
Oh no! But the best part about it was almost like after it happened, I knew right away. I said, the puzzle just okay, cool. So everything I was afraid of, I understood. Now it came. What the hell am I gonna do with this now? Shit. And then I had to. I guess I hate the term coming out because it's just so
lame.
But we live in a world, especially right now, where we need all the help we can get right now. And I don't want to get political because I'm fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And I love everyone.
Exactly.
And I am a proud immigrant and I will forever I was actually under Obama's Dream Act back in the day. So I'm a proud dreamer.
Yeah.
And that's something that helped a lot of people like myself and people that I know like to this day. Like I know incredible people in the service industry, from bartenders to housekeepers whose kids are dreamers, and even though they don't have all the necessary paperwork, they can be okay.
Right.
And that makes me happy. But anyways, so I kind of had to learn how to navigate that next phase of, okay, now that I know my feelings, now that I've actually tried it and I know, how do I...
Is mom like super Catholic or?
Look, we're Brazilian.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not going to church every single day, but
right, but she's God-fearing.
Like I said, single parent, certain people can grow up with no parents or their grandparents or both parents if they're lucky, or just one if they're lucky. And I grew up with one, and I think you kind of know that dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
And if you grow up in a 2-parent household, you can get away with one thing with one person and then another with the other. But she was my mom and my dad, my uncle, my everything in between.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to navigate that. And unfortunately, it was my worst fear,
Come to
life. And I imagined it going one way and it went severely worse. And I love her. I still respect her to a certain degree, but I haven't spoken to her in like 12 years.
You still don't speak to her?
Not by choice. I've tried.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that you still don't speak to your mom.
I'm going to kill Ronnie.
Wow.
Ronnie!
Okay.
New York is gay. Ronnie! Yeah.
Wait, okay. So you have gone through this entire journey without the love and support of the most important person to you. And that...
And I still look for it every day. And I've grown up, again, to what we were talking about, thick skin in the industry, but then also in your
life.
private world. Yeah. And I'm much stronger because of it. It was the most tumultuous first almost 2 years of my life. And I did shine light on earlier on my chosen family, like Caroline, my best friend, Connor Kennedy, the owner of my modeling agency. These people literally like stood next to me and they were like, okay, so this is what we're going to do now. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. Right. Because at that point, it was that moment when I was 20, I was an adult, but I really wasn't.
No.
Because now I just lost that unspeakable things that she chose to do that I'm not.
We're not touching it with a 10-foot pole.
No. I think if you are lucky, are you a parent?
No.
Okay. So if you are lucky to ever become a mom or a parent, I think it's the parents' job to always want their kids happy. Firm hand all the way, of course, but happy. Like you want your child to be happy. And I thought she wanted that too. And she wanted me happy her way.
Her way.
And it just kind of became this thing where I was like, how do I get out of this hole? And I ended up doing a job. So all this happened all at the same time. I'm coming out. She was
not having it.
Evil, I think, is the best word to describe it. And I had just done a photo shoot for CK2 21 years after CK1 for Calvin Klein. And it was a new set of kids and I was one of them. And we had interviews a week after I came out. And I remember I grabbed my stuff. I left her a letter, left her money. I was like, I can't be here anymore. I need to just... And a gay friend of mine took me in and I just stayed there. And like I was trying to heal within a week because I had to be prepped to be on camera. And we spoke about just me and modeling and all that. And little by little, I started to kind of, again, come into my own of, oh, work saved me. Oh, my chosen family were there. Oh, CK2, they don't give a fuck that I'm gay. They actually like that. Oh, all my mom's fears are out there and no one's bashing me. Oh.
Yeah, so we're good.
So I literally had a week to, I don't put it all together and kind of figure it out. And I did. And I was on set, which then goes back to what I said. Like I felt really comfortable on set and it was okay. So that was my safe haven. And it just kind of helped me shape into what you see now. And it really gave me a massive backbone. And, you know, it really made me understand like, okay, cool, I am alone. I do have a mom. I can't see you that way anymore. And I did try. And I saw her actually not too long ago. I think it was...
On purpose?
Oh Lord. Yeah, on purpose. Just to kind of see. It was end of last year, just to kind of be like, let's have a conversation. And the best thing I can tell you is the world changed. She refused to change with it. So there
and
it
to
is.
not want to be a part of your daughter's life.
Because I'm freaking adorable.
You're freaking adorable.
No,
No, I mean, but you also have such an incredible and big life. And I cannot understand why a mother wouldn't want to be a part of that. This episode is brought to you by Stellar,
a global marketplace where you can buy and sell exclusive assets with just a few taps. I'm Ella, your new best friend, and I'm here to show you around. When you first open the app, you'll land on the Discovery feed. Up top, there's our search bar. Use it to hunt down your dream experiences. And if you need to narrow it down, our filter feature has got your back. While scrolling through the Discovery feed, if you see something you like, tap on a listing for more details. Need a hand? Just look for me, and I'll be right here to assist you. Thanks for joining us on Stellar. We can't wait to see what you discover.
And now another thing that just kind of sparked my mind when you were saying that, because it seems as if work kind of came, your modeling career came and became that family that you lost.
Yeah.
So what did your attachment become to work and feeling
Everything.
fulfilled?
Everything. It became, I mean, I was even married at one point. Like I was married for 7 years to a woman.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Learned a lot through that as well. Ronnie doesn't like her. Actually, everyone in my life did not like her.
7 years is a long time to be with someone that all your friends hate.
Yeah, well, you know, but they loved me and they wanted me happy. And I think she served a purpose. And, you know, but work was always the love of my life. And you grow and you adapt from job to then pertaining into who you are to then influencer and all that. And then the followers and all this that comes with it and the events and the parties and all that. And to what you were saying, attachment, I really, like I latched on to Muse models. Like it was like, that was it.
Yeah.
I can't, and I still am like that, but I'm growing and they know. And we've had a lot of beautiful, important adult conversations and that need to happen where I'm just like, hey guys, like I want to do this, this and that. They're like, okay, well, we welcome anything and everything. So let's do it. And we welcome anyone else that you want to bring on the fold. And that's family.
They
that's
trust
life.
and believe in you. And they know that you
They don't, Connor Kennedy knows after 14 years with this man. Yeah, he knows. I think it's just a vibe and like you said, it's uber trusting.
Yeah.
And,
Well, you are a vibe. So I want to know, like, when did this, it's a personality, you know, like you, especially online, have a real personality, a real flavor to the way that you do things. So how long did it take you to develop that? And what would you say is like the essence of Vicatrillion?
Oh, Lord. How long did it take me to develop it? I think it started coming together when I did that CK2 situation, because think about it. I was going through a very tumultuous situation. And I kind of had to figure out where to get strength from. And I do owe it to my chosen family. And then also, I guess, to me, because I just didn't know it at the time, where I was like, okay, lights, camera, action. Ooh, this is fun. Like, because I didn't want anyone to see my pain.
Mhm.
And I had to wear that mask because it's not everyone's, oh my God, did I hit something deep for you?
Yeah.
We're gonna get to that shortly. There's gonna be a part 2. I think where it came from was really the pressure was on, the heat was on, and I had to perform. But then through that, I was like, oh wait, but I like how this makes me feel. I don't need substances. I didn't need certain things to get me high. Like, my high really comes from within, where like, I never want to go back to what I had to face with my mom. I never want to go back to that darkness. I can't. And that's why, like, you saw Ronnie before we got started. She was like, I love you. Take down that Scorpio guard. Like, she kept saying it. I was like, yes, I love you too. But
well, listen, you have been done dirty by the person that's supposed to love you the most. So it would be close to impossible for you, Scorpio or not. I think it would be so impossible for you to not have your guard up at all times
100%.
with everybody, because your lover and your protector chose to not.
But I think the thing for me too that comes with that is I trust very easily. But the last 2 years, I've been more like, okay, you want to talk? Until you show me. My ass is not getting out from this couch until you show it, right?
Yeah.
So I think, I think my energy is truly who I am. And I know my mom tried to mask that and try to like she tried to truly take away my shine. And unfortunately in this industry, I'm sure we meet people that are like, yeah. And then they want to take away your shine. And then you're like, what the fuck well, I'm so sorry that my shininess, disturbed your darkness. I don't want it, but look, I think we all have light and dark. It's how we choose to go about it, I think, is what defines us.
150%.
That's a Harry Potter quote, by the way.
Aww.
I love Harry Potter.
You're a Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Harry Potter?
I'm a Potterhead all day.
Oh, that's a pothead or a Potterhead? No, I'm just
Both.
kidding.
Potter. But no, I think energy is energy. And then I just started like realizing it. I was like, oh, when am I ever going to find people like me? And then I started to from my chosen family, because Connor and Danielle and everyone from Muse, they loved me for me. They were like, we get it.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you are a high fashion model, but there's more.
There's so much more. And that's, what the interesting thing is about you is you've been able to maintain a career for, over 12 years now, when the world has changed twice, I think, in that 12 years. There was the
pandemic was about 5 extra.
But there was the emergence of social media, right? And becoming that personality.
Absolutely.
And now it's this like, okay, you've been a personality on social media with over 2 million followers for a while. Like, how do we keep this fucking ship going, right?
Yeah.
Especially like in the change of everything.
Yeah.
So I could only imagine what it's like for someone that you have so many eyes on you all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is it like to even create in a time like this? And to like
It's not
feel
easy.
good.
Yeah.
I find it impossible to feel good online right now.
Online is scary, man. Online is no joke. I try to always just go at it the way I would want to look at my own social media. So I'm almost kind of like, okay, how would my soul look down on what it's watching through my own eye? Like, I know that sounds like weird, but I really I'm trying to preserve my energy, because like when I have like activations and jobs that I do a lot of, like I was just in San Diego doing a thing for golf because I love golfing, and with the Genesis Invitational, shout out to them. They, after the California fires, I don't even know how they did this in 3 weeks. Like that whole team, I adore them, and they love me for me, and I give so much of my energy to the fact to then when I come home, I'm like, I can't get up.
Right.
So right now I'm in that beautiful journey of learning how to preserve and still give me without it being like, if I don't do it, then they're not going to like me. So I'm still struggling with that. But on social media, it's just, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to still do it. I shouldn't need to conform to what other people are doing. I do have FOMO. I'm a human. We all go through our stuff and our own personal things. But I don't know. I'm kind of like, I don't care. But then when I'm reaching that level of so much self-doubt and my confidence is like nowhere to be found, I go to Mexico. I love being one with the earth and like I do ayahuasca. So yeah. So I do all that to just kind of
How many times have you done ayahuasca?
8 times.
8?
Yeah.
Why 8?
It called me. I needed it. Not all 8 at once, you crazy.
No, I know that. No, I know that.
8 within like a 10-year span. Like, let's be.
Okay, so almost once a year. Okay,
Mhm.
so why? And what was your first journey like?
Well, no one told me not to drink. So ladies and gentlemen, don't drink before you do ayahuasca because it really is a cleanse. So ayahuasca is a tea.
Yeah.
It's a cleanse.
A root, right?
Yeah, it's a root. And you really got to eat clean about a month prior. And no one told me that. And luckily I was with great people that did it. So they were there to
You were there with a
help
shaman
me.
and everything, right?
Yeah.
Did you go to Costa Rica or LA? Or?
I went to Mexico first and then I did Costa Rica one time, but like I need to go back because I don't really remember because I was not at my best mind, set there. But the reason why I did bring it up is because when I'm feeling depleted or I'm not getting the calls that I know I should be getting, or I'm not going to events, or, Fashion Week was not what I needed it to be. Fashion Week changed a lot in New York. And I hope it gets back that excitement again because it's not what it once was. And
Well, it's just become an entirely new circus. It's just a new circus, that's all. It's a new circus.
What are your thoughts on that?
I feel bad for the designers. I do. I feel bad for the designers because it's no longer about them. It's about TikTokers and, and what they're
For the
wearing.
record,
and
I don't use it.
yeah.
I don't care.
And it's become a lot more about street style, which I think is cool. But I feel bad for the people that are working so hard and spending so much of their money to put these shows on because nobody cares about them. It's become about the parties, yeah.
Look, I think events are important, activations are important,
Yeah.
but what I learned the last maybe 2 years in fashion, because that's when I saw the decline. People are out here using other people's names to get in, and then when you show up, you can't get in. Like it's happened to me and a whole bunch of girls, and we're like, what the, it's mind-boggling that there's that saying people will believe a lie rather than the truth. And that's the era that we're in right now in New York Fashion Week. I'm not going to speak about Europe because her and I are probably going to be doing Paris Fashion Week in September.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we
Ronnie!
we do European Fashion Weeks. We don't fuck with New York.
But to add to that saying really rooted me, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the era that we live in. It's not about age. It's not about any of that. I don't mind TikTok. I don't mind any of that. It's a tool. But once you allow a tool to take over your life and you have nothing to fall on, I don't want that energy around me because then I'm a throw these hands if needed. No violence, but metaphorically. But yeah, New York Fashion Week has changed. And like I remember,
the game has changed.
Oh yeah, the game has changed. And it makes me like, I remember crying in my girlfriend's kitchen, like just crying. I'm like, I'm not getting the respect I deserve. But like me and certain people, like, we'll just cry. We're like, this is not what it is.
Been crying a lot these past few weeks.
Girl.
Been crying a lot.
So have I.
I know.
Yeah.
Why? I know. It's.
You wanna know why? I think it's because we're real. And I think the world forgot what real is. And we're on this all the time. And it's like, la, la, la. But lately I can definitely say in like the last 6 months, I've finally met great people that I'm adding onto my team and I'm doing certain things that I'm extremely proud of. And I'm just like, oh, thank God. Because it was looking bleak.
Wow.
For a while.
See, and look, and this is someone that has fucking worked her ass off in this industry, in fashion industry for so many years and has an incredible career and even still an incredible following, more followers than most people. But to know that like even that can get swept under the rug is, you know,
100%. Because like followers are great, tools are great, but if you're not being pushed properly or if your energy is not
there
attracting.
Interesting.
I kind of had to learn that.
Interesting
the hard
that
way.
You bring in energy. Yeah, because that is what I feel is like I actually have such a negative energy towards social media that of course, that's the way that I'm getting treated in that way, because that's the energy that I'm putting out there. It's like I'm posting and I'm like, well, this is going to fucking tank. It's going to fucking tank. It's going to tank because everything tanks. It all tanks. Everything sucks. Everyone buys their followers. Everything's fake. Fake, 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 fake. Which that's true, by the way. But
it is. Hey, don't hate the game, but yes. I get it.
But that's the energy that I've been putting out there. And like I'm like, I need to change my energy because I'm not that. I've never been this negative. Like the other day, I was actually in my boss's office and I was like, damn, I sound like an angry middle-aged woman. Fuck. And
Who might be gay soon.
I might be gay soon. I've probably been gay all along. No.
This might be a part 3.
Oh shit. No, and he did look at me and he was like, you know, you have been a little bit on edge lately. And I'm like, yeah, it's hormones. But no.
I'm a girl.
I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. But no, it's been a really interesting time. And that was for me, I had to really like think about why do I feel this way? And why am I letting this thing that's in my hand control me in such a way? And then I realized after being at actually the event that I met you at with a girl that had a shit ton of followers as well, and was bombarded with people that I know, love, that have been on the show, coming on the show.
I nearly knocked her. I was like, hi.
Yeah, or like people that love the show. And I realized that community, real humans is what it's all about. And that's all we should be chasing is the love from real people.
And not the invisible people who, might I add, because it could be the people in front of the screen, behind the screen that are great. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, the people in front of the screen might be real as hell, but their handlers are the worst. Even people from PR and fashion, sports, music. Like there were people that I used to talk to all the time, and now they're just like, oh yeah, well, blah, blah. I'm like, why are we acting like there's no substance in conversation? Like, what are we doing?
Or even like, hey, I've known you for a billion years. Listen, the brand is just like not keen on you anymore. Not hot on you anymore, babe. Just let me know.
Yeah, but instead,
don't let me try to figure it out because now I'm fucking spinning.
And unfortunately, I think those people, as good as they might be at their job, I think what's going to end up happening, and I really hope it does, is people behind the scenes, people on the scene, in front of the scene, the ones that have nothing to fall back on when the world really changes and they want that real, bye-bye. Because all you ever are or were is you stood behind your job title. But who are you?
Right.
Because you're just a job title and you could be replaced. Mm-hmm. So like what? Yeah, I pray for that every day. That's me in my prayers, please, for the love of God. Let's go back to being real. Yeah.
Well, that's like my intention for 2025 is to just like that's all I care about. Yeah. All I care about is like doing this, getting this exchange with people, and obviously, you know, real life interactions. Mm-hmm. But like, I care about this. I don't care about me. I mean, I'm going to make the reels and I'm going to post the reels, but I can't be concerned about how they do anymore because I do it for this. I do it for the energy exchange and making a connection with somebody that, you know, has been in my world or my orbit, and like just fostering that and making it better and deeper. And like, you know, now we'll be friends and we see each other and we'll go places and we'll do things. And like, that's what's all about.
And then Paris Fashion Week in September, Ronnie.
There we go. Exactly. Yeah. Remember you promised us, Ronnie, because now we bought our tickets already. We bought them while we were here, actually.
Yeah.
I would love to know, what has failure taught you that success could never?
To be humble. Because when you're on that high of success, you forget. It's human nature, I think, because you're like, oh, yay, wow, we're here. But to be humble, to remember, to embrace the pain. Yeah.
Feel it.
Feel like really just
sit in it.
I don't like sitting. Clearly, I've stated this. To sit in it, to embrace the pain, to that even though you don't see it, like that journey is going to be, it's like nectarine. It's going to be so much sweeter. Oh my God, I think it just got sexual.
Think so.
Cut.
If you can.
Yes.
I'm sweating.
Oh, well.
if you can, you know, I think that there's a lot to say about younger Victoria for sure, because I think she's been
through a lot.
She's been through a lot, and she's still going through a lot. If there is something that you can say to your younger self, what would you say?
You should have came out earlier.
The nectarine is sweeter.
You would have been a beast. Even more. Yeah, definitely just enjoy it and not have been so fearful. I think it was just the circumstances I was given. But to just enjoy it and don't stop and follow that heart of yours. That's something like my godfather also would have said, follow that heart. It is loud. So, yeah.
And now your godfather, because I was supposed to remember about that one. Your godfather.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to kill
like
Ronnie again.
He's an iconic soccer player, correct?
It's football.
Football.
Yes.
And so obviously you grew up with greatness around you, which I think probably fostered a lot of greatness within you.
Yeah.
So is there and what was his name?
So his name is Edson Nascimento, but the entire world knows him as Pele.
Oh, that's I know him. Duh.
Ronnie didn't.
Of course I know Pele.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's your godfather?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa. Did you spend a lot of time with him? I met him actually. I met him at Rich Handler's house. You know Rich Handler?
Yes. Oh, wow.
I met him at Rich Handler's house. Rich Handler did an event for him. I think he was maybe doing a book or something years ago. We're talking probably 9 years ago. And he did an event. What a guy.
Look, I think people are so afraid of change or so afraid of doing something. But imagine him in his time. He was the first one that did it. And no one even knew what they were looking at, but they knew, like the bicycle kick to everything in between, to understanding the term ginga, which is spelled Ginga. And it is an African slave dance. And he brought that on the football or
field.
Y'all call it soccer field. And that's why in Brazil we have a thing called o jogo bonito, which is translated in the beautiful game. It was funny. He was my mother's best friend and he protected me as much as he could from her. I think he knew early on. And the second, so I came out to Connor Kennedy, the owner of Muse Models, but he already knew. He was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, like, can I get a hug? He's like, I'll give you a hug. I'm like, rude. But I came out to him at like 16. He knew. And he knew. He was like, just don't tell your mom.
To Pele.
He knew. He didn't care. He just wanted me happy. And, he wanted me to be like this like soccer prodigy star and all that. And
Did you play soccer?
Oh, yeah.
Skip that part.
Yeah. But I was like, I want to dance. And he was like, no. And so we would, so fun fact about him and I is we're both Scorpios. So he starts the Scorpio season. I end it. So I'm November 21st. So a lot of similarities there from, I get it all the time from how I speak to my energy and the way I believe so much in love and how I am. It's all because of him. He taught me all that. So, that was my best friend. And so when he passed, like my world was, I think there's always going to be a part of me that will forever just be like that ship where I'm like, I got to preserve his name. I got to keep doing what I'm doing for him. And yeah. And lately I've been meeting a lot of great people that have met him and I need to keep them close. So that's how I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's a big loss. And I'm sorry for your loss. Is that did you feel like when you lost him, because I feel like that's probably your closest tie to family.
Yeah.
No? Is that a point in your life where you felt that you needed to kind of like rebuild? Or you
Wow. It's funny you say it because after I lost him, it was one of those things where I was like, I have chosen family, but I'm like, wait, but now I really don't have family anymore. Like it's over. And I had to really rebuild. And I was a terror. I know I was. I was questioning everyone and everything in between, and I didn't understand. I was like, well, no, like you guys don't understand me. You guys don't hear me, or I'm not being heard. And then I kind of had to figure it out all over again. And I did.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's crazy. I did not know that about your journey.
What the hell did she say to you? Oh, the Brazilian man?
She literally said,
"Whoa, Ronnie, Jesus."
Because you run in like some pretty crazy circles of people. Like, she knows a lot of famous people, Did he bring you around those communities or
No.
okay. So no, he kind of kept you.
No. Yeah, and I loved that. And we would have differences about brands that I was working with and stuff like that. And I'm like, but I know what's best. He's like, you'll learn. You'll learn that they're not going to pay you top dollar. You'll learn that they're going to promise you promises that they'll never keep. But if you just listen to me, I'm like, I will never listen to you. And now I'm like, okay, I'll listen now. Yeah, obviously. So, but he's
now that
been
no
around.
one's here to give you the advice.
But I've noticed that his light has shined through with, again, certain people that I've now kept in my circle who now want to help me achieve certain things. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay. Look at that.
There you are.
And that's the spirituality there.
Yeah.
If you can manifest a perfect 2025, what does that look like for you?
Oh, Lord Jesus, peace.
World peace.
Peace. That's a good question. Perfect 2025. I want to move in with my partner.
Ooh.
She gonna kill me. Oh, it's all good. I don't care. She knows how I am.
How long have you been with your partner?
Over a year and a half already. So
Okay.
it's
love.
know,
It's love.
Yeah, it's love.
So.
No, I love her. She has taught me what love really is. And because I'm very combative and like, no, I'm gonna run away now. And she's like, okay, stop running. I'm like, okay, I'll stop running.
Yeah.
So like she calls me on my shit and I needed that. So
do you want to be a mom?
I want to be a figure of adultness. I don't know about mom.
Right.
Like she's a phenomenal mom and she has 3 incredible girls who are just who I want to love and then also be like, what did you say to your mommy? I'm like, what? No.
But you don't want to be the main one.
No, hell
Okay.
No. I mean, look, I definitely have my own relationships individually with all 3 of them. They're very strong-willed girls, just like their mom. But their mom is very strong, phenomenal, respected in her world, and I bring out her softer side. And then me, I'm more combative and more like, everybody loves me. And then she's like, I'm gonna hold you now. I'm like, okay. So, but a perfect 2025, definitely move in with her, travel the world with her more, because that's something we love to do is just travel. We actually need to plan some trips when I come over after this interview. And to just get started on everything that I've been like putting blood, sweat, and tears in, like my work and just doing other things and learning from great people. And then I want to buy an island.
Yes.
In Dubai.
I'm manifesting that for you so I
in
can
Dubai.
come. Yeah, we're going to throw some big parties.
Have you
out
heard
there.
about like the world that they have in Dubai?
The or whatever.
Yeah.
Neom.
Yeah, like the whole world.
Yeah.
I'll just buy a small sector of Brazil and just be there.
Yeah.
Because when New York can't get it right, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be in the Middle East. I love the Middle East. I have a strong fascination.
Yeah.
So,
I haven't been.
It's beautiful.
It's on the list for sure.
Do it. Yeah.
Last question. Unfortunately, I mean, we could be here for hours, but
I don't like it.
I know. We'll have to do this again.
Yes.
Yeah. We could
Part
go
2 and 3.
We could go topic driven next time. I think we could go down rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, we can.
If you could choose one word for your character to be remembered by, what would it be?
Oh Jesus, I don't even think they created the word yet.
Oh, well, that sounds about right for you.
But if I had to choose one word, I want to be remembered as a loving, crazy ball of energy that once you see her, you'll be searching in like the desert to find her again. Pretty much.
Unforgettable.
There it is. Unforgettable and disruptive.
Amen. Amen. And we didn't even get to any of the advocacy work that you're doing, but I know that you are standing up for your people.
We deliver. I love them to death.
Yes.
And anything in the LGBTQIA community, because like I said, we need it the most right now from the Ali Fournet Center and on. And to Lambda. That's something my partner and I, she's on the board of Lambda, which for those who don't know, Lambda Legal is the reason why gay people can get married.
Amen.
So
and
we need y'all.
Yeah, we need you guys. Well, Victoria, I just love you. I love you too. You're just the most.
And I see that ring. Does he know that you might be gay? Sir, I'm sorry. I don't even know your name, but
his name is Nathaniel, and he would probably love that. No, I'm just kidding.
Nathaniel, Sorry. I don't know, Nathaniel. I don't know. But gorgeous, right? You did well, my friend.
He did well.
What does Nathaniel do?
Nathaniel actually works in fashion, but on the finance side. So he's a CFO of a lingerie brand. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Brand?
Natori.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that.
But he's also a painter and a sculptor. He's like a real Renaissance man. And he's just honestly.
And his name is not even Nate, it's
Nathaniel. And my family calls him Nathaniel. Nathaniel. Yeah, because they can't say Nathaniel without like making fun of Nathaniel. You know, it's like
Nathaniel.
Exactly.
Nathaniel.
Yeah, like they think it's funny.
Oh, Jesus
like what a name, you know, like Nathaniel. But no, you are just love and light. And
thank you. I try.
Thank you for always telling me to keep going on the days when I'm like, fuck this shit. Because I need to. I it's just good to know that there are good people in this industry and in this world.
Around. And believe me when I say it's gonna switch. And the ones that have been like chasing like they want this person or this. No. What do you want? Why don't you change the mold rather than follow
the mold that we're given?
That part.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say this last thing because as I was having my multiple breakdowns over the last few days, I said to myself, "Oh my gosh, I just feel like the girl that like." Growing up was never picked for anything. That was never picked for any team.
Girl, that's been me.
And then I said to myself, well, the reason that you're not being picked to be on whatever this metaphorical team is because you have always been destined to create your own team. And that's the truth. And that's what it is. And that's what we're going to be doing.
But now the Latina in me and the Scorpio in me, once I do that, I'm going to just come back and be like, I told you. I mean, look, we're humans. Like I need that little I told you so. But like I'll know how to really preserve my energy because when they start coming back around, I'm like, I remember what you did to me in 2015. I don't forget. No, I'm petty.
And that's the Scorpio. Well, Victoria, thank you so much for being here.
Always. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And thank you guys for listening. We love you. And I'll see you next week. Goodbye.